Hey, everybody, and welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. I'm Jay, and today we're going to do our streamer highlight interview with a very special guest by the name of Meteor Matt. Matt is a super awesome streamer that I've been following for a little while now. He is like his entertainment level is on a game like it's crazy. He's super entertaining and very high level entertainment. Matt also he he survived a move like across like quite a distance and still maintains this high energy stream. So I've got all the props out there for Matt. Um so so anyways, uh you can check us out if you're curious. You can check us out at iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Castbox if that's your speed. Um, you can download us and put a little nerdy in your pocket. Also, if you want to watch everything live, you can catch us at twitch.tv/just another nerdy podcast, or you can go over to YouTube. You can watch the bite-sized chunks that we kind of break things down to, or you can just watch the full podcast there. You can catch us there later. So those are all of our social media platforms. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. So feel free to check us there. If you're watching us live, there are buttons for everything just down below. But if you're not, there's going to be links in the description. So feel free to check those out. Also, you can check us out at scener.com/JANP, JANP. And you can watch movies and stuff with us too. So all sorts of fun stuff. All right. So Matt, how are we doing today?
Great. Thank you so much.
Uh-oh. We dropped out. Here we... Oh, I heard a chuckle.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you now.
There we go. Thanks so much for having me, Jay. I really...
We're gone again. What happened? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Maybe if I move closer to the mic. Now are we there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just talk really close.
Okay. All right. So how are we doing today, Matt?
Great. I just got off work about an hour ago, and I'm ready to talk all things Twitch.
Awesome. I'm blown away. You actually canceled your stream tonight for this, which I thank you so much for that, by the way.
Thanks for having me. This is great. I love talking to people, and I love talking about Twitch. And Jay, I'm just honored to be invited. So thank you so much.
All right. So, okay, Matt. So I like to ask people 3 very specific questions.
Okay.
Let's start with the first one. How did you get into Twitch? Like, how did you learn about Twitch, and what made you decide to jump into Twitch?
You know, I think my story is not that unusual. I started, I cut my cable a few years ago, and I wanted to see what else is out there. And I started watching Twitch, and I got really interested in it. And I thought, hey, I want to do that too. And so I saved up for a gaming computer, and I just did it. And since that first stream, it's been kind of a roller coaster. It's been super fun.
Okay, so who did you follow when you started?
Gosh, I'd say the first big streamer I was obsessed with, her name is Bad Bunny, and I watched her meteoric rise. Oh, gosh, I'm saying meteor and a Meteor Matt. I saw her star rise really quickly on Twitch, and I was really inspired. She has a really interesting community. It's very colorful, I might say. And I really like the way she handles trolls too. She has a really unique way of handling them and putting them on the spot and kind of turning the tables, which I thought was really interesting. And that got me really excited about Twitch as a platform. And I wanted to be a part of it. And so I just kind of jumped right in.
That's awesome. So when I first found you, I was actually scrolling through and looking for someone playing Night in the Woods, and I checked out a couple channels, and you, like, I don't know what it was, but like you reading May, and then May's mom, actually, like, you just, I don't know, you nailed it. I enjoyed it.
Go ahead.
No, keep going.
I really love any story-based games, not necessarily visual novels, but anything just with like a really good story. Those are the games that really drive me. I love playing story games, like first playthroughs. Those are my favorite. And Night in the Woods is a great one.
Oh yeah, I was watching. You mentioned Red Dead. You really enjoyed Red Dead.
Yes, the last one. Maybe not this newer one. I have to say, I'm not in love with the latest one.
You don't like the newest one?
You know, I just like the last one so much. I don't know if anything can top it. Maybe that's it.
I don't know. Like, so I've heard this. I'm not too far into the story, but I've heard the story lacks a little bit, but the gameplay is where they push it. So if you're more story
Mhm.
ended, I can see that being a bit of a problem.
That might be it. I think you
And
hit the nail on the head.
I'm story oriented, but like my problem is like control aspects. So I keep
Mhm.
accidentally murdering people in the game.
I punched my horse by accident, so don't call
I
Pete on me.
I saw that one. I was like, oh.
Yeah, oops.
I,
Oh
re-
boy.
I really enjoyed that actually. I thought that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So so when you kind of started out, like I noticed, I don't know. Oh, hey Eric Estrada.
Hey,
How's it
Erica.
going? Erica did actually did like a little bit of a tweak on one of my designs.
Oh, really?
I did, and she's fantastic. She did it in like 2 seconds too. Uh,
Oh, that's awesome.
so okay, but when you started, like I remember popping in and you were like writing stuff down about each
Right.
person. Do you still do
Mhm.
that?
I did that my first month or two, and I thought it was just kind of a fun way to take notes and try to remember people, but it got too hard. I still try to remember everyone who comes back and remember what they're up to and connect with people. I think that's a great part about Twitch is that you're connecting with people all over the world from all sorts of places, doing all kinds of interesting things. And I think that's a big part of why I stream too, is you get to connect with so many people.
You do a great job when you do that too. Anytime I pop in, it just feels I feel incredibly welcome. Um, which is
Well, thanks.
awesome. Yeah. So let's I well, first of all, how long have you been streaming for? I never even asked that question.
Oh gosh, I jumped in December of last year, so my stream anniversary is coming up.
Oh
I gotta figure out
wow.
the day, but it's coming up next month.
No way. Like I'm pretty sure then I just like I'm pretty sure I caught you like right at the beginning then.
Yeah, yeah, it was really early on. Yeah,
That's amazing. Cause like ad work was there still, like at
yeah.
that point.
She was, yeah. When I was just starting out, had a really big raid, and that really kicked things into gear right off the bat. And AdWork was a part of that raid, and I've had several people that come back stream after stream just from that one raid from a streamer named 8-Bit Dylan. So nice, so generous, and that really kicked things into gear right off the bat for me.
That was amazing. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. You're like, you were just very grateful for that to just kind of like happen because you said you didn't weren't sure if that would, if
Yeah,
things would be different, you know.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I had my one person in chat, and then suddenly there were 100, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do?" So I immediately switched to Jackbox and started trying to talk to people and just get to know everyone.
that's so cool. So so let's talk about your stream a little bit. You have like this, you're you're on this level that I wish I could be. Like you, like I was impressed day one when I saw like you had the soundboard, which I got my own soundboard at that point.
Awesome.
Like I downloaded the one that you had recommended. Um,
Nice.
but your stream since then has evolved massively since like what is this marbles game? I don't even I was like
Oh boy, marbles on stream. Oh, get on board. You got to try it.
that blew my mind like cuz
Yeah.
everyone started typing something so I typed something and then all of a sudden I see my name on the screen and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, it Marbles on Stream is a big hit. It's fun too because it's not a game that requires skill per se, and it's free. And I love free games. Tell your
Oh
friends.
yeah.
So Marbles on Stream you can get for free. It's from Pixel by Pixel Studios, I believe is the developer, and you can download. They have their own game launcher, and you can play it and connect it to your Twitch. And then suddenly, all of the people in your chat can be marbles racing on marbles on stream. It's a really fun game, and I was actually this is really crazy. I so fortunate. I actually bumped into the developer of Marbles on Stream at TwitchCon, thanks to another streamer named Fishsuit. He actually was right there and was like, "Hey Matt, you should meet this developer." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the Marbles on Stream guy."
That's so cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's such a small world.
I just it blows me away and then on top of that, you take something that's so simple and so free and then you commentate in this incredibly entertaining way. Like
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's just fun. I love games where I think that's going to be a big future a big part of the platform of Twitch going forward are games where chat can be immersed and be part of the game. I'm trying to think of what is that other game. Gosh, it's a really punishing game where chat can influence what happens. Oh gosh, it's a platformer too. But anywhere where chat can make an impact or change parts of the game, I think it's those are the types of games that are really going to thrive on Twitch. For instance, I know Twitch Sings is coming soon. That's a game that Twitch first built themselves. It's their first game that they've built, and that's something that has a little bit of chat interaction as well.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Dead Souls. Dead Souls is the game I was talking about earlier, where chat can help decide your fate a little bit. Hey, Oni.
Hey
Oni is
Oni.
joining the chat. Oni, it is very late in the UK right now. I hope you're
Oh my
okay.
goodness. That's um I so okay, so yeah, you've got the scoop actually. You went to TwitchCon and I was getting little blurps on Twitter from you about stuff that's coming. Like I think you were the one who actually like I found out on Twitter from you about the like four people being able to stream at the same time.
Yeah, the multi-streaming thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I attended the keynote and I just was just like, I'm going to tweet everything out I'm hearing right now. That's what I did.
It was odd. Like
Uh,
you were super informative. You're like our man on the street
it was
for
fun.
that.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like not everyone gets like this is my first TwitchCon and it's crazy expensive. Let's be real. Like the hotel and the flight and the badge, like it's a lot of money. And you can get a lot of that experience just by watching the VODs online or watching it live even, and capture a lot of what's happening. So I wanted to try to share as much as that as I could. But I
So,
have a lot of lessons learned from TwitchCon as my first one. It was learned a lot for sure.
yeah, what did you what are some
Oh
things
boy.
like break down some
Yeah.
highlights for me, something that really
Oh
stuck
gosh.
with you that you've been like implementing.
Sure. In terms of like, if you're thinking of going to TwitchCon next year, I would say the first thing to do is book your hotel early because that's the hardest part. People book their hotels as soon as they find out what city TwitchCon is going to be in. Like that day, they book their hotel room, which is crazy. So if you can, I would recommend like booking a refundable hotel room if you can once you find out where it is. So that way, if you change your mind later, you can always cancel it and not get charged. That would be like my number one tip is like get that hotel early. The rest of the stuff can wait. Bring a buddy if you can. I went solo, which was a little bit scary to go to TwitchCon by yourself solo. I did meet up with streamers there on site, which was super fun. But those first few hours where I was kind of waiting in lines with thousands of people waiting to get in was really overwhelming. So if you can bring a buddy, I'd highly recommend that to share the experience with someone. If you're thinking about getting your affiliate status, definitely do that ahead of time. People who are affiliates get in an hour earlier on the first day, and that's huge.
Ooh.
I made the mistake of going straight to the show floor. What I should have done is gone straight to the merch line. It's called the Loot Cave. It's where you can buy all your TwitchCon gear, but that stuff sells out so fast. So if you want to get your TwitchCon shirt, go there for just wait in lines all day. That's what you got to do first.
Did you not
And
come
then
out with your loot or did you get no loot?
I finally went to the store on like day 2, day 3, I think. And most of the good stuff was gone. So I got a shirt, but I was just like, this wasn't the shirt I wanted, but I got it anyway. I don't know. I learned my lesson though. Like I definitely go like day 1 to get your merch. And then one thing I did a little bit of is I went around to as many booths as I could and I just asked questions. A lot of these booths have like a little sign that says streamer program on them, and they have like a little like a video camera logo. And so I just walk up and ask them what they're doing, what they're showing today, and then I'd say, "Hey, it looks like you have a streamer program. Can you tell me more about that?" And that was really fascinating. They usually take your information, and since I'm not a partner, I'm an affiliate. They don't really call you back so much, but you can get their information too and find out what those programs look like if you were looking to partner with a company or a vendor down the line. And then I'd say lastly, there are so many panels to see. It's just like it's free education, free tips on how to be a better streamer. And again, you can catch a lot of that online in the VODs, but it does feel different being in the room. And if you're having trouble deciding between which panels to attend, or you're like they're like triple booked and there's 3 at the same time, go to the panel that has the panelists you want to meet afterward because it's so rare you get that in-person FaceTime with a lot of these people. Like they're flying in from all over the world for this. So pick that one so you can go introduce yourself afterward. Say, hey, I loved what you had to say. I had a question about this. I'll send you an email. Thank you so much. Because that is super rare to make a connection like that. And that's something I wish I did more of while I was at the show.
Okay, so what sort of like lessons did you bring home? Like what kind of like making
Oh
yourself a better
boy.
streamer? What have you implemented so far?
Oh gosh. I don't know if I have specific lessons in that sense, but it did certainly re-energize me. And I think it did that for a lot of people who attended. I think it made me think about, oh God, I hate the word content. I hate that word, but like improving the quality of my content, improving the quality of the stream. So working on those sound issues, working on making things more being more streamlined. It really gave me a new focus on trying to like be more resolved to solve those issues and have a quality experience for everyone. So that's what it really made me do. Really upgrade my stream as best I can.
Yeah, your stream looks fantastic. Like it's weird because your stream didn't look not like it looked great when you started.
Great, great.
Yeah, it did. It look when you
Okay.
started, it looked really good, and now it looks like it just I don't know. There's just something that's unexplainable about how it looks better, and it's really hard to know.
Oh,
You know,
well, thank
it's
you,
hard to
Jay.
stay. I don't know, but I mean, there's just little things like I mean, I don't know if your camera quality is better, but I just the whole thing looks clean. It also seems like you're doing a
Mhm.
lot of branding. Are you have you been working on branding a little more or
That's something I'm thinking about. I mean, my graphic skills are about at an MS Paint level. So, unless it's like something I'm making out of construction paper. So most of my alerts are made out of construction paper and using Adobe After Effects, which is also very bizarre. But if it's beyond an arts and crafts level design, I can't do it. So I might need to phone a friend and get some help with that. But I am thinking about how to make the stream look a little better, for sure.
Okay, like I know you've got like an official logo now. Your intro
Yeah.
seems like like it just super clean. And it sort of matches that. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I tried to get a little creative with that. I actually used public domain footage of the Apollo 11 launch because I'm Meteor Matt, and then I overlaid lots of like construction paper things, of spacey things, to continue that homemade feel. And that's what I'm going for, kind of that weird charm.
it's very charming. I will say
Oh,
that it
good.
looks good. I just I mean just it's all the little things with your stream just blows me away. And then you do. I mean, you're like, we'll do a little Red Dead here, then we're gonna play this, and then you're like, it's question time. That's another thing. Like, I came in the other day, and
Oh
you're like,
yeah.
what? Today's the question of the day.
Yeah, that's something. So I'm not sure if you follow Ashney Christ. She's a stream coach, and she has all these videos all over YouTube on how to be a better Twitch streamer. And one of the things she recommends doing, this I totally borrowed this from her. Recommend streamers institute a question of the day to keep chat moving. Excuse me, if things take a lull, just ask new people to answer the question of the day. And so I have one thing I've had trouble is coming up with new questions. So I've outsourced that to my community and they recommend the questions, which has really helped me out. It's been a win-win for sure.
That's something when I started, I started about 3 years ago. I've been streaming for a minute. Not successfully, I will say. And it's for probably I think the one note that everyone says is like, stay consistent. And,
Hmm.
I've been through like 3 jobs.
Hmm.
Um, so it's hard, but
Oh, totally.
the one success that I had was I would ask everybody what their top 5 favorite games were
Oh, sure.
every single time, and I could name all 5 of them on a dime at that point. At this point, it takes me a minute still. But it's just one of those things like people come in and I would do that immediately, and then it evolved
That's a
into
good
like
question.
what like it would evolve into like what was your first system that you played, what was your first game, that type of stuff, and it grows. It's a great way to stay interactive with people,
Totally.
um, which is a lot of fun. So speaking of like job changing and life changes and stuff, you went through a huge life change in
I did.
just
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah,
Uh,
back just end of the summer, I took a new job up in Seattle. So I moved from the San Francisco Bay Area in California up to Seattle, Washington, Took a new job, so new apartment, new everything. And it's honestly like my dream job. So that's been really awesome.
That's
It's also a
awesome.
real it's great. Yeah, it's also a really difficult job.
Oh,
It's great. But it's funny when you get that dream job, you're like, wow, this is actually kind of harder than I thought it would be. But it's still really fun, really rewarding, and I really really like it. So my job comes first, I have to say, and then I can't. Then I could get to do the fun stuff on Twitch. So
you do such a
yeah.
good job on Twitch that it blows me away that this is like your secondary thing, you
This
know?
is like my creative outlet. This is where I get to
Yeah.
have the fun. Yeah. So I'm always thinking about it. It's always in the back of my mind.
Well, I always had this theory that like um my own personal theories, I think people ought to have two jobs. They should always
Hmm.
have something that's artistic and expressive,
Oh,
and then they should
absolutely.
have something that's like functional and like contributes, in some way. So like,
Definitely.
me, like I'm a waiter and then I do this,
Hmm.
like, and they always say like you should do like we always say at work, people should always do like a year of food service or something,
Oh,
so you
totally.
understand, you know, say
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just the same idea, or just some sort of customer service. You should always deal with
Oh, yeah.
for at least a year, so then you understand like what the person on the other side of the fence is dealing with.
Oh, absolutely. That's really important. I've had similar jobs like that too. No, I completely agree. And I also agree that we shouldn't just focus on one thing, that we need to like live our lives in multiple directions. Cause if you just do one thing, it gets a little boring. You want to do lots of different things, I think. It's a more fun way to live.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's one of my things. Like, I really enjoy playing video games and watching TV, but I think it's a lot better doing it from like the Twitch perspective, because then there's like 30 other really rewarding things to it.
Oh, totally.
Um,
Yeah. I love the interaction.
yeah, like you're a designer, you're an entertainer, you're also playing video games, you're also dealing with video production, which is its own monster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's actually kind of fascinating. I was really shocked how much software I learned in the past year. Like, just in the past year, not only did I learn like OBS and Streamlabs OBS and how to work through those, but like Audacity to make sound effects, Sony Vegas for video editing, which I got cheap on a Humble Bundle. I'm not paying full price for that. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
Uh, Adobe After Effects, which is super pricey, but that's how I animate things on screen using Adobe After Effects. So those like just gaining those skill sets was an unexpected gift from streaming. I thought that was really awesome to have the chance to learn those pieces of software.
I've been surprised by like all the stuff that I'll find for free.
Oh
So
yeah,
so like
it's all about the free.
instead of Adobe After Effects, I've been doing this program. What is it called? Um
I might need to use this other program. What is it
uh
called?
it's DaVinci Fusion 9.
Ooh, DaVinci. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and then there's also, instead of like a regular video editing software, there's DaVinci Resolve 15. Um
Oh, okay, cool.
so they're both free programs and they're so easy. So all the work that I've done with any of my video editing, I just use DaVinci Resolve. And then I'm trying to learn Fusion 9. Um
Hmm.
I have not done animation work yet, so it's a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, yeah. I have very limited knowledge on how to make things animate. I just do the bare minimum right now,
Oh
but
yeah.
there's always room to learn.
But and then I use GIMP too for like photo
Oh yeah,
editing.
me
So
too. I use GIMP as well, although I'm not very good at it, but I do use that.
I've gotten a little better. It just takes patience and time for me. Like that's the stuff that I like to do. That's why I like Twitch. Like people are like,
Oh,
so you play
totally.
video games, and I'm like, well, that's the smallest part. you
Right.
know, like
Oh, Sam Worm in chat says YouTube is your friend. I
yeah,
completely agree. Those
100%.
tutorial, yeah, those tutorials are great, unless it's like an 8-year-old child telling me how to do it, in which case that's incredibly humbling. As long as it's someone more, then I'm okay. Then I'm okay if it's someone closer to my age telling me how to do things on the internet.
Well, I mean, if the 8-year-old child can like formulate a sentence properly, I'm okay with it. But a lot of
Okay.
times, there's so many ums and ahs. I'm like, I'm done.
Sure.
I'm done today. I'm done with this video. Or they'll have like a 30-minute like intro to give you a 10-minute explanation on how to do
Right,
something. I'm
right.
like, I'm
Gotta
out.
fast forward.
Uh, oh my God, my mom learned how to put a worm on a line for fishing from a 9-year-old and was blown away.
Oh my gosh, maybe I do need to pay more attention to the youth, to America's youth. My
They
goodness.
they are smart. I mean,
Hmm.
they're born with this technology in their hands half the time
Oh,
anymore.
it's
It's
crazy to
just,
me.
teaching them how to perform is the difficult part.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Trust me, I used to be a speech coach, and
Really?
I taught theater and stuff, and
That's awesome.
it's difficult. It's dealing with kids is not easy.
I bet. I can only imagine.
So okay, let's get back on track a little bit here. I know
Okay.
we were jumping around, but what do you feel like your niche is for
Hmm.
Twitch? Like, what do you think it is that like people come back for every day?
Sure. I
Um,
guess I'd have to say I'm kind of like your sassy gay uncle on the internet. Like, I definitely play a variety of games, but I bring a bit of a dark sense of humor to it. But our community is always in on the joke with me, if that makes sense. I think we're still kind of finding our niche, but we're growing too. So we're really working to define that. But yeah,
okay.
we're always doing a lot of weird stuff and playing a variety of fun games.
I thought one of my favorite things that I on Halloween I tuned in. You're doing costumes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm never gonna live this down. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do chat vote for different costumes to wear. And that kitty cat costume may not have been a great idea.
I never saw the kitty cat. I didn't get to the kitty cat.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, it had bells on it. Oh, Erica's saying sexy cheeseburger. Yeah,
so
we called all the costumes sexy costumes, even though they're normal costumes.
you
But we
kept
had
saying
we
you're
had
like the sexy cheeseburger is not that great, guys. Don't vote for it, which made us
yes,
vote for it. Like it was
I
it was
know.
the
It
fuel
was
to
just a
our
hat.
fire.
It was a hat. Like that was it. Okay.
I had to see
Um,
it though. I was like sexy cheeseburger. I have to see it. Like you're like,
well,
oh no,
maybe
it's not that great. And I'm like 100% now. I have to see it. Like I need to know why it's not great.
we need to bring that back soon then. Okay. But
Sexy
yeah,
cheeseburger was
yeah.
great.
But you bring up a good point though. I feel like a lot of these like seasonal holidays and stuff is a great time to just think outside the box and come up with fun and interesting things to do. Like for instance, for Thanksgiving, we did like a Thanksgiving spoop alert, which was I think I just made like a hand turkey out of construction paper, like you would do in kindergarten, and I have it go back and forth whenever someone donated 100 bits and make gobble noises, and just coming up with weird, random stuff. And changing it up and bringing something new to every stream. That's a fun way to bring that creativity and surprise your viewers.
Oh yeah. And then you even had like makeup or something. You were drawing like cheese and tomato on your
Yeah, I
face.
found these. So oh gosh, I do a lot of the online shop crayons you can use on your face. Basic. I don't know how to use makeup. I'm sorry, but they're basically like crayons that you can like wash off your face. And they came in like every color, and I was like, this is perfect. I don't know how to do anything else.
I mean, I learned the only reason why I learned makeup was because I did theater. So they're like, yeah, you have
Oh, that makes
to.
sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're like, you have to put makeup on, and I was like, I
Oh,
do, and
totally.
they're like, yeah, and I was like, okay. And the hardest part about like learning about makeup is getting it off your face.
Oh, sure. Well,
Like,
this came off with water, so it was great.
that's good. That's good. Some of that stuff is not made to come off. It's just made to stay
Hmm.
on through any duration of period.
Totally.
So it's like I would be like I'd be in class the next 3 days in college and I'd still have eyeliner on and they'd be like, "Why do you have eyeliner on?" I was like, "Because I can't get it off."
Because the eyeliner looks really good on me. Yeah.
They tried telling me they're like, "Yeah, you're working that look," and I'm like, "Nah, this is I don't. I'm gonna stab myself in the eye. I can't do that."
It's called guyliner. It's called fashion. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
that's they were saying. They're like, "You got like a thing there," and I'm like, "Nah, so too much work. Too much work."
Okay. Oh, Odie says it's not a phase,
It's
mom.
not a Facebook.
That's great.
That is excellent. Oh, okay. So, Jay and makeup, I need to see the pictures now.
Yes, we definitely need to see those.
I'll tell you what. I'll save it for. It won't be this Wednesday because we have a very short podcast on Wednesday, but I'll save
Okay.
it for the next podcast. I'll bring. I have pictures. I do.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
It's really fun. Well, so I was doing a French period piece, and people were like, "Why are you
Oh.
dressed as a woman?" And I'm like, "I'm not."
I know exactly what you're talking about. Sounds pretty funny.
Yeah. They're like, I was like,
They wore
that's
wigs then.
yeah. They wore wigs, and I was in theater, and I had to have makeup on, and everything was floofy, and it's fine. Not a big deal.
Totally.
They were just not into it. So like, I don't know, like when we're talking about like your niche and stuff, like your niche,
Mhm.
I don't know, you're so entertaining and you're incredibly warm and you're super engaging. Like
Oh, well,
that's
that's
the
nice
best
of you to say.
best thing. Oh, speaking of sassy gay uncle, let's talk about is it Sassy Bot? Sassy
Yes.
Bot, right?
Yes.
Sa-
Sassy bot.
Sassy Bot is so great. How did you come up with Sassy Bot?
It's just I knew like you can have anyone can have a chatbot in their stream, and if you use the Streamlabs chatbot, you can register a separate Twitch account and actually pick a name for your chatbot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just knew I wanted my chatbot to be like a total hype man. I wanted it to be very, very sassy. So I called mine Sassy Bot Says because Sassy Bot on Twitch was already taken. So it's Sassy Bot Says.
Oh,
Uh, and it just came up with like fun commands. Now whenever we have like some of our top quotes, like sometimes when we say something funny, someone will capture that quote. And she'll just say them out randomly throughout the stream now. It's just snowballed. She does a lot of work for our stream. She really does.
she
Sassy
does.
bot.
Part of the fun is reading what Sassy Bot is going to say next.
Yeah.
I was,
Keeps us all on our toes.
it's like I popped in at one point. I was like,
Right.
I can't for the life of me remember, but like, I mean, there were some excellent quotes.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can share them on your stream. They might not all be PG, but
Oh, we're not PG. Trust me.
oh, well, like they escape my mind anyway, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we have so I have two rules for my hosts because I have like three. We try and do three hosts a show.
Okay.
There's like seven of us, but I have two rules, and it's like, well, I think it's just one rule. It's just don't offend people. Like try not to offend people. So like I've had to draw the line. Like we don't talk about, like unless it's pertinent, we're not going to talk about religion.
Okay.
And then we don't talk
That's a good
about
one.
politics. Like we don't.
That's another good one.
Because the goal of these podcasts are to have fun. And,
Yeah.
and just bring a little joy to this like semi-dismal world right now. Like everybody's a little cranky and on edge. So it's all about fun. Which I mean, I think that's what your thing is all about. Like
I think that's rule number one. Like, if you're not having fun on Twitch, no one's gonna want to watch you. Like, you have to be having fun, and you got to do what motivates you to keep having fun on stream. Got to keep chasing that. And I completely agree with what you're saying.
Sandworm's like, what if your face offends me? That
well, I'm sorry, I have a lot of face right now.
Yeah, if you can't act it, like, I mean, yeah. I mean, it can't actively change that one. Well, I mean, I can.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
What was it?
I'll turn off my camera for you. There we go.
I'll do this. I've got a devil mask from one of the shows that I can't
nice.
I cannot figure out where to put it anymore.
Character.
Yeah, we did. I want to say it was your cheeseburger, like the sexy cheeseburger stream that inspired me to like. We did a whole debate over like the Church of Satan versus Sabrina.
Wow,
Sabrina.
I should catch that because I really like that Sabrina show, but it's gotten some like I can tell. Gosh, I don't know a lot about this, so I shouldn't be talking, but I think it offended some like Wiccan folks or something. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into religion.
Well,
I thought it was a very entertaining show.
Yeah, it was the Church of Satan. They because they are represented in the show differently than they are, so they were upset, and they just settled a $50 million. I think it was a $50 million lawsuit with them.
Wait, whoa! I had no idea that was going down. Wow.
Yeah. So we had a live debate whether or not they should, just for fun. Like we did it like a high school debate, and I put on a mask and did theatrics and stuff. I tried to make it fun. And it was because of the sexy cheeseburger costume. I was like, I gotta get in on that. We gotta have some fun. But now I have this like $5 devil mask that I have no purpose for anymore.
We gotta hang on to that. I have so many dollar store items. for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The big problem that I have right now is like I have my wife and she's like she doesn't get it. So she
Oh,
sees me buy a devil mask and she's like, "What are you doing?"
as long as you're having fun. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
I just say, it's part of my sanity, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Eric Estrada says, "Hail Satan." Nice, nice.
Thanks, Erica.
It distracted me from the argument, Jay's. So, oh yeah, it was just one of those things. It was fun though. Um, so Matt, when you went through this move, I mean, what was it? What was it like jumping into the like? Didn't you take like a 2 week break or something?
Yeah, I was, gosh, so I have a very, not to dox myself a little bit, but I have a very corporate job, which is not new to me. So I was very lucky that I had, they moved me. So they packed up my stuff, moved it all here. L- some of my furniture did not make it and fell apart because it's from IKEA, but that's okay. And I did have to take a break, especially I think I didn't have internet for a good week and a half or so. But I do have to say this: I got Wave G internet up here in Seattle, and it is like 1,000 times better than Comcast back in California. I was spending so much money for a 10 megabit per second upload in California, and
Oh,
now I'm spending half that, and I get 1,000 megabit per second upload. And it's
what?
nuts.
That
Yeah, it's
exists?
nuts. Yeah,
I get
internet
like
is not the
8.
same everywhere. Yeah,
I
it's
get
pretty
like
crazy.
8. I'm in the middle of
Yeah.
Iowa, so they give us like dirt for internet.
Oh boy, dude, it's called Wave G. Wave G, come sponsor me. I love you. Like their internet's amazing.
That's that's amazing. I remember like being in college and like getting the upload speeds just on campus, and that was just because they could afford it. And I'm like,
Right, right, right,
I
right.
wish I
Yeah.
could do that. Now it's like we had like our last podcast died because of the internet. Like,
Oh no, I've been there. I was without an internet for like a month this summer because of Comcast screwed me over. Man, I could talk about them for a while. And it was tough. Like I had to take this big break, and I was afraid that I was going to lose everyone. And luckily, people came back. They understood and they came back. But yeah, it's crazy how reliant we're on the internet to do this whole Twitch stuff.
yeah, you really are at the mercy of whoever runs your internet, which is, I mean, that's awesome. Well, so you talked about you really like weather, or you were talking about how about weather. This is so random. You're talking about the weather
Oh
in
boy.
California, and then you said like
Uh-huh.
I was describing the weather in Iowa, and you're like, that doesn't. I don't like that. I don't. You were talking about you don't like that. How you adapting in Seattle?
It's funny that you ask that because I just learned today it's raining for the next like 6 days. And I have one jacket. But so I grew up in the Bay Area, which is a like notoriously mild climate. It's like 68, 72 degrees. It's always very fair. It's never humid. If it rains, it'll be sunny a couple days later. And so coming to Seattle is kind of a culture shock. And I don't even have like the right shoes. My sneakers just went right through. I need to buy some jackets and crank up the heat. So that's a whole new experience. We'll see if I last this winter, you guys. It's a lot.
Just gonna like tune in one day, and you're just gonna be an ice cube.
Exactly. It's like, welcome to my freezer.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, we have like everything. Chris Goodrich is on. He's one of our big followers.
Oh, nice.
We have
Hey,
every
Chris.
single type of weather there is. Um,
Oh gosh.
outside of like, I mean, sometimes we might get like a mild earthquake, but other
Mhm.
than that, it's like we got it. Tornadoes, we got it. Like,
Oh boy. Oh, that scares me. I've been in earthquake country, but I've never been in like tornado country. That's a whole
it's
nother deal.
it's really not that bad. It's actually kind of funny because you know when you have people who aren't used to tornadoes because they're like hiding in the basement, and then the rest of us are out on the front
Mhm.
porch like looking at the sky like that's the color that it was in 1970 when it hit us. And everyone's like, "What are you doing? Run away!" And I'm like,
That's so funny.
"It's beautiful. It's
You're
beautiful
very
weather."
brave.
Yeah, we're not brave. We're just stupid, and we're like, we're just comfortable. We're like, if it's gonna hit us, it's gonna hit us. Like, because honestly, if you're in a basement, that means your house is probably gonna fall on you. Like,
Oh gosh.
that's just my view.
More things for me to worry about.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. I hope not.
Well,
Yeah.
if I ever go to Iowa now, I do.
Yeah, don't. Well, if you're in Iowa, just yeah, you'll be all right. We just live with the assumption that either we're gonna get hit by a tornado or we're not.
Oh boy.
I actually know, like I know people like there's some friends of mine were outside and they got thrown
Oh gosh.
into a tree from
Are you serious?
a tornado. Yeah, they were. I mean, to be fair, they were partaking
Oh,
in
okay.
some substances, and they were dancing
Sure.
in the rain, and they got picked
That's
up
one
and thrown.
does. Oh
So
boy.
they're
Well, I'm glad
fine
they
though.
I'm glad they
Yeah.
survived to tell the tale.
Yeah, they survived to tell the tale. They're okay.
Okay.
It's one of those things. So,
Cool. Cool.
talking weather on a Twitch podcast. This is how we do it.
I'm sorry, I go way off track.
That's fine. I like it. I this is good. So let's break back into this.
Okay.
I had like a million questions I never even went into. Oh yeah, no, let's talk about your Seattle. Like you had an intro when you moved to Seattle.
Oh, I did change it. I did change it.
Yeah.
I went for the corniest intro I could think of. So I went for like a 1970s, 1980s sitcom intro vibe. And so I used my green screen too a little bit. So I had this like free stock footage of Seattle that I found on the internet that I was allowed to broadcast.
Okay.
Then I just kind of like filmed myself in front of a green screen pointing at things. I actually spent $20 on a song, like money, you guys,
Oh my
just to get
gosh.
this. I know, but it was like the perfect song, and I could get broadcast rights to it. It was like 70s sitcom intro song, and I got it on a website called Pond 5, where you can get some. I think that's where I got it. Where you can get something, you can pay for some things, which I try to avoid, but in that case I couldn't. Anyway, I just went for this vibe, and I introduced this kind of cast of characters. We had like a puppet sassy bot, if you will, at the time, and then tried to recreate some sitcom scenes of like spilling some popcorn or like dropping some paper and laughing, or that kind of hokey stuff. And then yeah, I was just really going for it. I've since changed it a little bit because it was maybe even a little too homemade. Even though I love that homemade vibe, like I do go for that,
I
it was maybe a little bit raw. And so I changed it up this fall and made another new intro.
I was
It's more
kind of
Stacy themed.
I'll be honest, I was blown away when I saw it. I was like, "Oh my god, he's using a green screen? Like, look at this." Like, I don't know
It's
if
pretty fun.
I don't know if you saw my intro, but it's like just the title cards swiping with our names on it.
That is so much more advanced than most people, honestly. Like, let's go straight to the camera, and there's so much room for creativity here. You can make your own commercials. You can you can do fun things on breaks. You can do multiplayer games. There's so much room for creativity on this platform that's untapped. And you're already pursuing it with that, changing up your intro with those title cards. So that's really good.
Oh yeah, like it just but I mean just the whole thing that you did like blew me away with that. Like
Oh, well,
your
thank you.
Seattle intro was I was laughing. I was like this is
I'm
like
glad you liked it.
such and it was like it sort of made me feel like we moved to Seattle with you like for a second,
Yeah,
which was great.
I'm glad you liked it. That's kind of go.
I enjoyed it. So I don't know. Like I know you said like it felt very homey, but or like homemade and stuff. But I kind of thought that was the charm to it. Like
Oh, thank
it
you.
did
Thank
seem
you.
like again it seemed like pretty advanced. Like I would never think to break out a green screen to do that stuff.
Oh, well, green screen's half the fun. I definitely say, like, if there are two things that like I bought this year tech wise, like that Elgato, they're both from Elgato too. Elgato, come sponsor me. The Stream Deck and the green screen are the two things I got from them, and they are phenomenal. Like you're able to do so many more creative things with both those items.
Okay. So I haven't even asked you. I know you mentioned you like some story oriented games, but like what are some of the highlights, like some of your favorites that you've been streaming like in
Oh
this
gosh.
year?
Yeah, I'd say. Well, I'm doing another playthrough. Didn't get enough the first time. But Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's a beautiful game. It's challenging. And I'm going for there's like 120 shrines. So I'm kind of trying to do that completionist kind of route. I also really loved LA Noir earlier this year, which is buggy and fantastic. You're solving crimes in the 1940s in Los Angeles, and I just thought it was super enjoyable. It was a really fun game to play.
those are some of the highlights that I was actually like. I remember you play a lot. Do you still play a lot of Dead by Daylight?
I do. I can't escape it. It's funny because I don't like scary games, but I like Dead by Daylight because for other reasons. I like it because of the multiplayer aspects. You're running away from the killer. In my case, you're shoving your friends in front of the killer so they die and I can escape. I tend to sandbag everyone and just make a run for the exit. That's my strategy, and I really enjoy it.
That's awesome. So what did you start streaming with? What was your first stream?
I remember it well. Stardew Valley, Stardew Valley,
I
yeah,
love
which is a
Stardew
great game.
Valley.
And it's surprising, like it's great because if you're thinking about streaming and you haven't jumped in, that's like the game does not take a lot of resources. It's great, but it's actually kind of challenging to stream because you're gardening, not a lot is happening, and you really have to talk a lot. And so I found that to be actually challenging to stream, but a great way to start. And I streamed Stardew Valley almost exclusively for like several weeks to kick things off.
That's one of the perfect games that I have on my Switch because I can just sit on the couch and just
Oh my
relax.
gosh, that must be. I don't have it on my Switch, but now I need to get it.
It's great for the Switch. It's so
I can
good.
imagine. Yeah, yeah,
I have certain games that I really like on the Switch and certain games that I don't like on the Switch that I
yeah.
prefer on the TV.
Oh, so I
So
feel like platform. I just got a bunch for Black Friday. I can't remember what I got, but I think Celeste. I haven't played. There's a few indie games, but anything that's like a platformer, I feel like translates well to the Switch for sure.
The Messenger looks really, really cool.
Oh, that's on my wish list. I haven't bought it, but it looks really good.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I think that one's on my list. There's been some crazy Black Friday slash Cyber Monday
Oh
deals
my
that
gosh,
have
yeah.
just been on there, but I've been spending my money elsewhere.
Okay.
I actually scored. If you haven't been watching the Facebook Marketplace, you should go check
Oh,
that out.
oh yeah.
They have online stores like eBay or Amazon, and you
Okay.
can click on them, and they have incredible deals. I just got I got a pre-order for the new Smash Brothers for $30,
What? Wait, when is that coming out, by the way?
like December 7th.
$30? That's soon. I thought it was coming
Yeah,
out like in a while. Okay, wow, that's coming up soon. Because
yeah.
I love Smash Brothers. That's a great deal. Congrats.
I'm incredibly pumped. I It was $40 and I got like a $10 ticket, and they sell out really quick. But if you go and check it out like every day, kind of
I
keep an
will.
eye
Yeah,
out
yeah.
because Christmas, because they had that, they had Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee for like 35. I didn't get that one yet. I missed
Okay,
it.
okay.
I missed that boat.
Well, there's only so many you can get, right? It
Yeah.
gets expensive real quick.
Well, I thought I got they got me. They got me. You know when a deal's too good to be true, that they got you. And I thought that there was what was it? Oh, Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart for
Yeah.
$20 on eBay a pop.
What?
And it turned out that they were scams.
Oh, jeez.
So
Well,
I
I'm glad they
bought.
didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hit the purchase button. Nothing went
oh no.
through, but I got an email from eBay like a little bit later, like, yeah, that's not gonna work out. Sorry. And I was like,
Okay.
well, dang.
Well, I'm glad eBay had your back.
Yeah, eBay's got your back, but if it's one of those things, like if it's too good to be true, yeah, it probably not. Because
Good lesson.
I even looked it over. Like they had good reviews. They
Mhm.
had, but like apparently it was a store that got hacked. Then they used theirs.
Oh,
And
that's sneaky. I didn't
and
know
so I
that
was
could
like,
happen.
dang.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody, Eric Estrada once went to buy a wig on eBay for 19. They sent me a CD that had pictures of wigs.
Eric, I'm so sorry. That's really funny.
That's so dumb.
I've heard people who like buy a sweater and then they get mailed like a doll size sweater or something.
Oh, oh
Or
yeah,
like a tiny chair.
yeah. That is brutal.
Eric, I'm so sorry that happened to you. It's very funny though. Oh.
So let's talk about what are some highlights over the past year, like hurdles or anything that you came over, like technology wise. I know we talked about like your move stuff, but like what are some like moments that you remember like working on your stream, and like maybe your proudest
Oh
moments or your
gosh.
most difficult moments? Can you think of any of those? Or
Oh, absolutely. Difficult moments, trolls for sure. As an LGBT streamer, you were like, or I am targeted for sure, like every other LGBT streamer on Twitch. And I'd say like just like within my first couple of weeks, I had someone threaten to come to my house. I had someone threaten self-harm. I had to call the police. Like stuff like that within the first couple of weeks streaming, and that was really scary, you know. And at first I was like, "Is this platform really for me?" But at the same time, I had so many positive things that happened too that it really outweighed all that scary stuff. I had I was connecting with all these people by just participating in communities, rating people, just being a good viewer in other people's streams too, and participating in two really good two communities in particular. There's one called Ladders Down, which is a newer community run by a streamer named Fish Suits. That's Fish without an I in it, or FSH Suit. There we go. And he's all about helping other beginner streamers get started. And then Good Noodle Gang, which is another a community. They both have Discords. They're fantastic, which helps which is all about like playing games with other people and helping other streamers get started as well. So I had that happen. I had that really big raid and a lot of support. So that really outweighed all the scary stuff from the start. Um, Later in the year, I wasn't able to stream for a month when I had internet problems. That was really scary. And then I guess I don't know. I think I'm really proud of all the fun, random, crazy things we bring to the platform. All those weird alerts and weird and different things that we do.
Oh yeah, your it's raining puppies is one of the coolest things
Oh
ever.
yeah.
You kept saying like it's too long, and I'm like, no, it's not long enough. Like, I love this.
If everyone's like wondering what are we talking? So our the chat currency in my stream is puppies, and so occasionally maybe someone will redeem it, or I might just do it randomly. We'll just have to go. It's raining puppies, and this like a cascade of stuffed animal dogs will overlay on top of the video, and the song "It's Raining Men" will come on, but it's a really poor rendition, and it goes, "It's raining puppies," like with a text-to-speech voice.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
the,
it's purposely bad.
that's the best part
And
because it's
been a
the
hit.
actual like it's like it's raining, and then it's just a robotic puppies, and I'm
Yeah, like I just phoned it in. Exactly. That's the point. Yeah.
it's the first time I heard it, I was like on the ground. I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it.
I don't like it. I love it. Like you're like, it's too long, and I'm like, no, it's not. Don't do it. Don't change it. Don't change it. You're like, I shortened it. I'm like, how dare you?
Well, I had a lot of fun making that one for sure.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like the puppy stuff is it's really awesome because I kept trying to think of like a good currency, and it's really hard when you're staring at puppies. It's like there's nothing better than puppies, really.
Yeah, and honestly, I have to say I kind of stole that one from Bad Bunny, who has bunnies as her currency, and I was like, I'm gonna do puppies. I want to gamble some puppies.
I dig it. I dig it. I feel so bad because I've gambled away like almost all my puppies. I can never keep my puppies. I love dogs too. Dogs are the best.
Well, I'm glad you're not an animal hoarder. You gotta spend them. Yeah.
I think my wife and I decided like we're just one dog. We're good.
Yeah. One dog is a lot. One dog is a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming down towards the end of the podcast here.
All right.
The fun's ending. This is actually making me really sad. I'm having a good
a
good time hanging with you, Matt.
Me too.
So let's talk about like if you were to have advice for another like an up and coming streamer, someone who's like trying to establish themselves, like what kind of advice from your perspective would you give them?
Honestly, I said it earlier, and it comes back to having fun. I know that sounds really simple, but again, if you're not having fun on this platform, if you're grinding away 7 days a week, playing games that you think might bring in some viewers, but you're not having fun playing, that's going to come through on the stream really clearly, really obviously. So you need to be having fun. Do what makes you fun. What makes you fun? Do things that you enjoy on the stream and make you laugh and make you smile, because that naturally do that to you. That will come through and be much more genuine and attract people to your stream.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we still have a little bit of time left. I'm glad because you kind of ran. That was a good solid.
Oh, sorry, was that too short?
No, That was a good solid chunk of advice. Like it was condensed, but it was dense. That was good.
Sorry, I tend to be
Um,
very concise.
no, that's not a bad thing at all. Um, 'Cause sometimes, like, catch yourself talking for like 3 hours, and you're like, uh
Right,
oh.
right.
so, so I guess like let's talk a little bit about what do you got coming up? Like, do you have any
You know
any
what?
plans or anything or?
I can drop a little bit of news actually. So this Saturday, I'm introducing a new command in my chat. The community doesn't even know this yet. This is brand new. And it's something new
Ooh,
I'm trying. It's called Daily Gift. It's going to be exclamation point daily gift, where anyone in chat can use it only once every 24 hours, and then they get something in return. So whether that's like more chat currency, or maybe it's VIP for a day, or maybe I send them something in the mail, it's going to be completely random. And it's basically just like a reward or a present for showing up, because that's not always easy to do. It's just something new I'm trying, and it's going to start Saturday, December 1st.
okay, okay, that's awesome. Um, uh, all right, so there was a Sandy Worm just brought up. They wanted to say what your favorite game is. So
Oh
how
my
about
gosh.
do you have the ability to? Is it possible to come up with your top five?
Can I name 9?
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's above and beyond the word. So
Great. Let's get into it. I'd have to say this is going old school. Mario 64. When that
mm,
Nintendo 64 came out, it blew my mind back then. Walking around in 3D, you're not on a set path. That was mind blowing at that time. It really was. People were going to Blockbuster to see this, you guys. Remember Blockbuster? Anyway,
oh yeah.
um, Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I'm replaying, love it. It's a beautiful game. Red Dead Redemption, the last one, I just had so much fun in that game. LA Noir, and then Dragon Age Inquisition, which I'd never played a game like that. I haven't played it on stream. Played it a few years ago, but I hadn't played that kind of like deep medieval game before. And it's a really well made game with great story and combat too. Loved all those games. Now I've got 4 honorable mentions for you.
Okay.
A
Okay.
couple of these are indie games. This is really random. It's called 911 Operator. And it's where you hear realistic sounding emergency calls, and then you like send help on a map, like different like fire trucks and stuff.
Okay.
But the crazy part is that the calls, some of them are really nefarious and creepy, and you can make the wrong decision and bad things happen. Like people die in the game. So
Oh.
it's a fascinating game. It's like you're actually a 911 operator. It's an interesting game. Spy Party is also another kind of indie game. It's 1v1, and you're either the spy trying to blend in and do certain tasks, or you're the sniper and you have one bullet and you're trying to pick out the human player that's trying to blend in with all these NPCs. It's a really cool concept. So I really like Spy Party too, or Spy Party. And then the last two would be Life is Strange, which is totally corny, totally hokey. But when I played it, it moved me. I was moved by the story, and I'm looking forward to Life is Strange 2 when all the episodes come out. I want to do it all in run, blinds. When the final episode comes out, I'm going to do them all in run. And then lastly, I have to say Dead by Daylight. It's super compelling. I get scared really easily, so it's not the best game for me to play, but I love playing with other people in that game. I love playing with that game. So
Okay.
those are my 9.
Nice. So I'll give you my five. These are my
Okay,
top
let's hear it.
five.
Let's hear it.
I like BioShock 1 and Infinite. Now, okay, so I'm gonna get kind of vaguish. So you can do a
Mhm.
couple of games pushed together if you want. So BioShock 1 and Infinite are like the story in the BioShock is
Mhm.
amazing. I was trying to convince you to actually play that at one point. I don't know if you ever did.
I
It's
know.
so
People are
good.
really passionate about BioShock. I haven't played it. I haven't played it
Yeah.
yet.
It's brilliant. And Infinite has like so BioShock 1's gameplay is amazing
Mhm.
and the story's really good. And Infinite's gameplay is terrible, but the story is just amazing. Like
Okay.
it's
Okay.
fantastic. So I love those. Borderlands 2, I just love it.
Mm,
The humor just gets me.
nice.
Zelda in general. I just like any
Yeah.
Zelda game. I grew up. First game I ever played when I was a kid was Link to the Past.
I've never
Um,
played Link to the Past, and I plan to play it eventually on stream.
it's okay.
So it's only okay?
Well, I mean, going back to it when I'm an adult, I'm like, like I'd rather
Oh,
kick out some Ocarina of Time and stuff,
okay, fair enough, fair
some
enough.
Majora's Mask, but like it's still entertaining. I like reading it, like I like doing it with voices and stuff because then it's a lot more
That's
fun.
fun. That
And
is
then
fun.
so Skyrim slash Fallout, I consider them basically the same type of game. It's just medieval versus apocalyptic future.
Totally.
It's like the same controls, the same. You're doing everything the same. It's
Mhm.
just a different experience, but both of them are brilliant. And then my number one favorite game of all time is Don't Starve. Um,
Really?
yes,
It's funny. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it.
it's like if Tim Burton and a bunch of internet trolls got together and made a game, because it
Oh
just
boy.
trolls you constantly. Like it is one of
Oh,
those ones that
well,
cracks me up.
speaking of games that troll you, I did just complete my first playthrough of Undertale. Have you played Undertale
I
before?
have not yet.
Oh, get ready for an experience, my friends, because that is a game that will troll you hard. There are points where, well, you know what? I'm not going to spoil anything. There are listeners. I will spoil
Okay.
nothing. But you're constantly getting joked on, like, or just dunked on through that game. It's an experience for sure, and I understand why it has so many fans now. Now I get it.
Oh yeah, don't starve is very much like.
Oh yeah.
And the first time I watched this guy named Sips play it. Sips is a part of
Mhm.
like the Yogscast crew.
Cool.
And he played it, and he was like, everyone kept warning him about this thing called the deer clops, and
Okay.
it never came to Sips, so I didn't believe that it existed. So I'm like playing one time, and I finally made it to winter because it's permadeath. So if you die, you have to start over again,
Oh
and it's all
boy.
about surviving. And
Hmm.
so I got murked, or so I'm doing fine. I make it past winter for the first time, because you have to
Hmm.
survive winter, and I'm having the best time ever. And I'm starting to like things are starting to thaw out, and I see penguin eggs, so I start picking up penguin eggs, and I just hear, "Ugh," and I'm like, the hell was that? And I look around, and the camera, like even the camera in the game shakes, and I was like, what is that thing? And so I put the eggs back because I was like, of course it's the eggs. I put all the eggs back, and I just hear, "Ugh," and this giant, like, two-legged reindeer thing with razor claws and one
Oh
eye
god.
shows up and just starts wrecking everything I'm doing. And
Oh no.
and I have this little ounce of fire to run around, because if you run into the darkness, you're dead. Like they
Oh my gosh.
So I'm running around this little circle of fire, and then eventually I just pop out a torch, and I run off into the darkness, and my torch goes out, and I die because I ran away terrified.
Oh my god. Well, that sounds terrifying. I would run away too.
But it's like this Tim Burton style look, so it's cuter and more fun,
Yeah,
with
I've seen
that
the art
dark
style. It looks
twist.
very cool.
It's such a good looking game, and it's so
Yeah.
funny. And this is just vanilla. um it's just the standard. They've been evolving the game continuously since. And
Oh
even when
yeah.
you play don't we started playing Don't Starve together. A group of friends and I were playing that, and we ran on. My brother-in-law just starts following these foot tracks. I'm like, oh yeah, you'll find like a little like mastodon type thing, and then you'll kill it and you'll get coats. Well, if you do that in Don't Starve Together, you find a giant
Mhm.
wolf and a bunch of small
Oh.
wolves, and they chase you down.
Oh no.
And he brought them to camp.
Oh no.
And so it's,
I'm guessing you might have starved together then.
well, we all just died, like they killed all
Died
of
together.
us.
Okay. There we
Yeah,
go.
so we died together, but it's like every time you have an expectation for how things are going to go, the game changes
They
on
change it and turn it on its head. That's
you. And
fun.
they're
That's
so
good.
smart, and it's so brilliant. So that is my top favorite game
Nice.
of
I'm
all
gonna have to check
time.
that out.
And then honorable mentions, of course, I played Black Flag, and I cried at the end of it.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. That's the is that like an Assassin's wait,
yeah,
wait, is that the Assassin's Creed one? Is that right?
yeah. It's the one with
Okay.
boats, and
Nice.
the way that they ended it was very smart and
Really?
very like it's not even a sad ending. It's just, yeah, it just hits you in the feels. It's that.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes games do that so well. Yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
I cried, and then to cheer myself up, I played The Last of Us. um
Oh gosh, that's I've watched. So sometimes I'll watch the scary games that I refuse to play. That's one of them because I just don't do well with zombies. I think if the zombies are here, it's already the end and I'm gone for. So I just can't watch zombie stuff. But
Oh yeah.
that is such an incredible story in that game. Oh my gosh.
Well, you find out that like humanity is far worse than zombies.
Yeah.
That's the best part of that story is that just and then of course I played Resident Evil 7.
Oh God.
And
Oh, you did not. You didn't. Are you serious?
well, so I used to have a TV show. Like
Okay.
it was like a small cable access TV show
Oh,
called
cool.
Game Changers, and there's still 3 episodes you can find on YouTube somewhere.
Nice.
But they made me play it, and I was like, okay, and I'm so mad because I streamed it, but like I had malware on my computer, so the stream was awful,
Oh no.
and they were the best reaction. Like it's such a good game, but it will
Oh,
scare the hell out of you.
oh,
So.
just the first like 30 minutes. Oh my God. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've watched several streams of that for sure. That game is nuts. And there's even a VR version I've heard.
There is. Yeah, well, and that was the thing. Like I was doing just the vanilla Xbox One, and my
Sure.
co-host was doing the VR version. He said
Oh,
he couldn't play for very long periods of time because it would, you have this heavy headset on and then you're already scared, so your neck is tensing up, and
oh, that
he
makes
said it was
sense.
very
Oh,
unhealthy.
yeah. I would agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree with that assessment.
So it didn't go over well for him. I had a blast playing the game. I was just on my TV, so.
Well, you are very brave.
I mean, and I would say the first 30 minutes and then maybe the first hour after that are all really scary, but
Yeah.
after that it's not really that scary.
Yeah. The boat part, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like that cabin, oh my God. In the
Hmm.
swamp.
Yeah.
I can't. I must have had nightmares of that, and I didn't even play it. I watched other.
Yeah, it messed me up for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man.
And then Doom, of course. I reviewed Doom, and Doom was last.
Nice.
Like
That's a classic.
Doom is the newest Doom is actually
Yeah.
one of the most fun
Well
games
done.
I've played in a long time. So okay,
Nice.
okay. Well, so Matt, do you have anything you want to say before we kind of cut
If I
things?
could, I give a shout out to my mods.
Yes, 100%.
I would love to give a shout out to my mods. I'll read their names real quick. Adwork, Brohawk08, Captain Zarf, Darth Ether, Eric Estrada, Green Icor. I always say your name wrong. Triarius, Claire, God is Among You, Splurter, Dark Soul Den. And I know, Oni, you're not a mod, but you're here. Thank you, Oni, for being here. Thank you so much. I could not do this without your support. Thank you. Thank you. And Jay, thank you so much for having me on your podcast today. It's a great opportunity. I so much appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. I can't tell you how much honored I feel that you said yes, and you said yes pretty quickly. Like
Yeah. I mean, come on. This is great. This is fun. I love
yeah,
this.
it's really fun to sit down and chat. So I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining us. If you had a good time, if you want to see more coming up here soon, we're going to be doing more streamers. We're actually going to skip next Monday, only because I'm driving back from a very long Wisconsin trip. So
Okay.
so I won't be next Monday, but we're going to jump back in with more streamers to come. So if you guys are curious, just hit that follow button.
Yeah, hit that follow button, guys.
You can go over to YouTube too, and you can hit subscribe over there, and we'll have those videos up as well. Because that's where everything kind of lands when it's all said and done with. Put it on YouTube. Or if you just you don't have enough time to sit down and watch our beautiful faces as we kind of nerd out and talk about stuff, you can always go over to iTunes, Google Play. You can go to Twitter. You can go to iHeartRadio. You can even go to Castbox, and you can download us, and you can put a little nerdy in your pocket. So
I love it.
So you can check us out. And then oh yeah, we have a Discord. Christopher's always like, check out the Discord. So we have a Discord there. It's a little quiet in there, so anyone who wants to come and bring noise in there, we love that.
Let's all read the Discord, you guys.
That. Yeah, hit up the Discord. There are buttons down below you can click on, pictures and everything. And then if you want to watch us watching movies and stuff, you can go to scener.com/JANP. We did the first 3 episodes of Sabrina. We did Neverending Story. We did The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. If you have not seen that movie, watch it.
Nice.
Also, be ready to be a little depressed. That's
okay.
It's such a good movie. It's Coen Brothers, so it's
Oh, cool.
so good. But yeah, you can actually watch it with us at scener.com/jamp. There's also a button down there below. And
Thanks.
oh, hey, well, thank you, Oni, for the follow. And if you feel like where'd I go? Oni, you got me. That's so great. It if you oh man, it's gone. Oh yeah, okay. So if you're not watching this live, you're listening to us, or you're watching this on YouTube, there's going to be links in the description down below. So feel free to check us out there, guys. I hope you guys have a great night, and we hope to see you again here soon. Thanks.
Thanks, Jay.
Bye.